anybody that's been asking, yes, I've been doing a couple of these episodes in my kitchen. Why? Because it's where I have the best lighting. So until I figure something else out better, you can tell like I'm a little dark here and I'm still learning. This is what, my 4th video, so bear with me. Now, in the spirit of the Iowa State game, go State, you can see I'm all dolled up and ready to go. Have to grab my beer and everything else and head out. Yes, I don't drink actual beer, I drink cider beer, but and Corona. But anyway, give me a break. So in the spirit of all of that, I decided today I am going to talk about college and what you do after you're getting out of college and how to get your first job. So let's get started, I guess. I've been talking to a few people, and I've had some friends who are just getting out of college ask me, you know, how do you get your first job? Where can you look? What can you do? And what online can you do with your profiles? Just to make sure that you're set and ready to go and don't have any employers getting mad about you about old college pictures or whatever else, or judging you for that kind of stuff. So first things first, the resume. Resume is key. Whenever you're sending something out, you want to make sure you have a good cover letter, resume. I mean, most schools teach you this kind of stuff. So if you have any problems, go into, most colleges have career counselors and staff that will look over your resume and just make sure that it's only filled with stuff that's relevant. Nobody cares about your waitressing job. Nobody wants to know that you were a lifeguard. All of that stuff's fun, but if you want to add things like that, add it into the little activity section and say what you like to do. Those are good conversation starters. I'm not saying to take those out. Definitely add those in. If you're a rock climber, if you like skydiving, maybe you'll connect on some level with somebody about that kind of stuff. But definitely don't bother putting in those little extra tidbits. And the same goes for LinkedIn. LinkedIn is exactly like your online resume. People who don't know you, that's where they're going to find you. Now, as far as finding jobs, there's a few places you can go. Careerbuilder.com, and I'll go ahead and put the links about right here. You can also go on Monster. Those are some of the 2 biggest ones. If you want to freelance and you're in graphic design or do web work like I do, there's Guru.com and iFreelance.com, and there's quite a few others, but I'm not going to list them all. Another really big one that pretty much everybody, I would say, already knows about would be Craigslist. So Craigslist is a great place to find work, find little guru jobs, especially if you're a photographer. So you can just go on there and find some work. When you're responding to those, don't mass respond. I've put up jobs looking for web developers and whatever else that I need, and I get back this slew of information that you can just tell they're not talking to me. I've actually had somebody be like, well, my secretary position that I just had at this last job fits right in because I was in the healthcare industry and so are you. And I'm like, I'm not in the healthcare industry. Please personalize a little bit. Or if it obviously has like 50 email addresses at the top, don't do that. Send them one at a time or blind copy them. I wouldn't recommend the blind copying, but if you must mass do it that way, please. And I completely understand wanting to get your name out there and then seeing who responds right away, just because going through those, there's a lot of times that you're not going to get any response at all. But at the very least, have it, if you are going to mass do it, which, I mean, even I've been guilty of, list off a few things. List stuff about yourself, how it's relevant, and try to mass do it to people that are all in the same industry, so that fits in. Reference your resume and what they should look to, a few fun facts about you so that you have stuff that you can talk about once you get into the interview phases. And then make sure that they have a way to contact you, and if they ask for specific things in their listing, make sure that you have that stuff in there. So if they ask a couple of questions, make sure you answer those questions, because that's the first thing that employers are going to look for, is that you're detail oriented and that you responded to everything that they're looking for. Because frankly, if they're receiving 500 emails, they're going to want to find fast ways to weed all of you out who aren't really wanting the position. So there's just a couple tidbits on the cover letter and resume. As far as updating your Facebook profile, there's privacy settings, and I'll make a whole nother video on that. But if you go onto my blog, I've already put a tutorial and detailed out how you can set it up so that you can basically separate your friends from people that you know in the workplace. So you just go into the privacy settings and set it up so that certain people can only see and not see certain things. You can make it as simple as you're not able to be found in the public. You can make it so that they can't see photos or your wall or whatever it is that you don't want to share. That way you can still friend absolutely everybody, but you don't have to show absolutely everybody everything. Because there's some things that just is not appropriate to cross over. Sorry about that, that was my iPhone. Then as far as being prepared, you're going to want to watch what you post on your status updates. I personally cross over both my personal life into my work life, but that's kind of, it fits for me because my personal life is pretty much my work life. I work 24/7, and then I work part-time doing events for Bacardi, so my fun is my work on top of, you know, doing my web work with Agency Couture. So there's a couple of fun things. I would love to know if you guys have any questions or comments or what you would like to have my next video post be. I read all of the comments, I read all of the emails that you guys have been sending me, and I'll make sure to make videos about anything that you're curious about. Another way that you can get a hold of me is on Twitter, twitter.com/DesireeV, and I will respond to any of your direct messages or your @messages, and I look forward to hearing from you, and happy tailgating, everybody.